Good evening, my little darklings. Gather round, because tonight we're diving into a tale that'll make your skin crawl and your heart race. It's got everything: murder, manipulation, mystery, and even a bizarre fan club. That's right, tonight we are going to be talking about the chilling crimes of Wade Wilson. And unfortunately, no, I do not mean the smart mouth Marvel antihero, but rather the man who has earned his twisted spot on death row after the brutal murders in 2019 of Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz in sunny Cape Coral, Florida. But don't let that Florida sun fool you. This story is anything but bright. Buckle up, because things are about to get dark. Real dark. Our story begins way before the events of 2019, however. Wade was born on May 20th, 1994. He's oddly enough the same age as me. That's uncomfortable. To some very young parents. Kids themselves, really. They were about 14 and 15 years old. Ugh. His biological mother is said to have struggled with some mental health issues and addiction. And in a twist of fate, Wade was adopted by the Wilson family. Yay! By all accounts, according to his parents, his childhood seemed pretty normal. He was active, involved in sports, and his adoptive family says he was well adjusted. You know, your typical suburban upbringing, right? But let's not kid ourselves, Darklings. This isn't some happy-go-lucky tale, clearly. At 13, things kind of took a dark turn, a seriously dark turn. Wade started acting different, I guess you could say. He started to become paranoid, reclusive, and he later admitted he became a really heavy drug user. His behavior became erratic, like he was seeing shadows that weren't there, thinking someone was out to get his family. And there was a few times that the police even had to come by and check things out. And obviously, they found nothing. Or did they? His adoptive dad caught him with drugs and Baker acted him, which is essentially a fun way of saying that they forced him into a mental health evaluation. But shortly after, Wade was released the very next day. And let's be honest, it probably was not the best move on their part. Despite all the red flags, Wade still managed to get some decent grades, and he was a star athlete. But things didn't get better, and soon he was suspended from school for, you guessed it, selling drugs. Woo! By the time he hit adulthood, Wade was no stranger to the law. Back in 2010, he had racked up a total of 20 criminal charges. And that's before he even turned 18. Holy crap. Everything from assault to fraud. And his life had kind of been spiraling out of control faster than a car headed straight for a tree. Which, by the way, had actually happened twice to him. Both accidents resulted in some serious head injuries, and one of them caused a concussion. The dude should have had a frequent visitor card to the ER with all the head trauma he was collecting. Hell, he should have had a reserved bed for him. You know what they say about head trauma and serial killers, right? It's like peanut butter and jelly. A deadly combo. And despite multiple CT scans showing no visible brain damage, we'll never know for sure because no one thought to get him an MRI. Yeah, that's a smooth move. Just a little oopsie that could have changed, everything. Or nothing at all. Wade's mental health kept deteriorating. He started tattooing his face, and, did I mention the lovely swastika he decided to ink right onto his forehead, Charlie Manson style? Totally charming. He's a looker. I'm lying. I don't see where it's all. Anyway. It wasn't just the tattoos, though. Wade was diagnosed with a laundry list of mental health disorders. Schizoaffective disorder, anxiety, depression, antisocial personality disorder, you name it. Wade had it. And no one really stepped in to stop this ticking time bomb of a dude. And then we get to the fateful days of October 6th and 7th, 2019. That's right, it only took 2 days for him to ruin some lives of people. Wade meets Christine Melton for the very first time at the Buddha. It's a night spot in Cape Coral. For all you Florida people, I'm sure you know of it. Maybe not. What started as a night out, it ended up in absolute horror. And not the kind that they would show you in, like, Friday the 13th. On the morning of October 7th, while Christine was sleeping, probably thinking she was safe in her own home, Wade strangled her to death. And that was just the beginning of his twisted spree of fun. Later that same morning, Wade crosses paths with Diane Ruiz as she's walking to work. He pulls up, asks for directions, and somehow gets her into his car. And I don't think it's a "hey little girl, I got candy" situation. But unlike Christine, Diane didn't die from the strangulation. Unfortunately. I think that would have been quicker. No, Wade had to take things just a step further. Literally. He ran her over. And not just once, but multiple times. To think this all happened before noon. Talk about a morning gone wrong. Waking up on the wrong side of the bed. You name it. By the time the police caught up to Wade, he'd already attacked his girlfriend, Mila Montanez. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name, sweetie. Trying to drag her into the very same car he had used to kill Diane. Which, by the way, this car belonged to Christine. So he killed her and then stole her car. He's a real champ. Luckily, Mila fought back and managed to escape, leading to what later ended up being Wade's arrest on October 8th. Guess Wade didn't plan on being out of action for long, though, because in 2020, he and a cellmate tried to escape from jail. However, just like everything else in Wade's life, that plan flopped harder than his CT scans. Or a fish out of water. And here we are today. With Wade officially on death row, yes, ladies and gents, the 30-year-old Florida man is now chilling at the Union Correctional Institution in Rayford, waiting his ultimate fate. Execution. Here's the thing, and it gets really funky. Despite being a convicted murderer, Wade is somehow attracted fangirls. And boys, I'm sure. Who knows? Yeah, apparently, old Wade here is pulling a Ted Bundy with his bad boy looks and tragic sob story. Women from around the world, places like Belgium, Brazil, and yes, even our own backyard in the US, are writing to the judge, begging for leniency, almost like the way people were doing it for Gypsy Rose. They say things like, "Oh, he's not like that. He's not like other murderers. He's different. He just needs mental health care and love." That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He's not like other boys. Ugh. I don't know about you guys. I think these people need a bit of their own mental health check. Or a swift kick in the ass. I mean, seriously, this guy's got a Joker smile tattooed to his face, and you think he's the one to save? Maybe skip the love letters and find a nice, non-murderous accountant instead? Or a therapist? Yeah. Let's get real here. Wade Wilson isn't just some misunderstood bad boy. He's a convicted killer, sentenced to die for the heinous murders of two innocent women, Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz. My heart goes out to your families. I'm so sorry, ladies. and even his ex-girlfriend. I am so sorry you had to go through this. It could not have been easy. His defense team tried to blame brain damage, drug addiction, and mental illness. Leave it to that. It's always down to mental illness, drugs, and brain damage, right? The jury isn't buying it. They handed down the ultimate sentence. You know, the pretty pine box. On July 23rd, 2024, yes, that's right, boys and girls, just 2 months ago, the judge will seal Wade's fate, because they already done did it. He got sentenced to the Green Mile. Let's be honest, Wade Wilson's story ends the way it was always going to. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing, and he finally got what was fucking coming to him. So there you have it, Darklings. The tragic and twisted tale of Wade Wilson. Tragic for the families and the girls that he unalived, and twisted because this boy thinks he's all that in a bag of potato chips. Yeah, no. I have heard so many things about how pretty this boy is. Yeah, before he tatted up his face, maybe. And for those of you who have tattoos on your face, that's up to you. But for me, I think they're kinda ugly and kinda tacky. So, let me know in the comments below. And remember, if you got a soft spot for murderers, you might want to rethink those life choices, sweetie. Until next time, stay spoopy, stay safe, and watch out for the monsters, because sometimes they're closer than you think.